Hilchos Melochim Perek Yud. Kol ha'oich nefoshes sheloi be'erayis berurah. Somebody who just kills anyone without any proof, a definite proof, or without warning. Let's go to the Peirush. And the Peirush says there's no witnesses that he murdered, or without warning. There are witnesses, but nobody told him you can't do it. If there's only one witness that saw you killed, murdered, or somebody who hates his friend who killed him by accident. If he wouldn't be his enemy and you killed him by accident, he would go to Ori Mikvah. But somebody who's an enemy of someone who kills b'shoigig doesn't go to Golus. And all of these, the king has a right to kill them, even though there's no penalty. The Bezdin cannot enforce such a penalty. To rectify the world, according to the needs of the time, of the moment. He can kill many in one day. You can even hang them and leave them there for many days. To cause fear, and to break the hands of those who are evil. The Ravaz adds that the king has to have intent to enforce the religion and to cause that which is being, the terrible deeds that are taking place should stop, not because his honor is being degraded by having chaos. Ravaz in the Migdal Oiz and Yosameach side Yerushalmi. The Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah Plotsky cites in Yerushalmi Sanhedrin Perek Vav Halacha Gimel. So there was an incident b'chosid shero shnaim shenizkiku lekalbo mishka behema. Somebody saw that there was two people committing bestiality. B'chosid they were afraid these two that the chosid will take witness before the king, before David, and they'll kill them. So they said, let's go and say witness that he did it. So they said it, and David said the Halacha was to kill him. And therefore, David said, Hatzilo mecherev nafshi mi'ad kelav yichidosi. And that's why David prayed, saved from a sword my soul, from a dog my oneness, meaning that dog of that one chosid. And why was he afraid? Why were they afraid that David would kill them? There was only one witness. The Chazal proved from here that a king can kill through one witness. Hilchos Yesodei pushes off this proof from the Yerushalmi. It doesn't mean that on the sin of Aroyas the king can kill even with one aid. Maybe David placed the chosid in the battlefield, and the enemies killed him. Just like he said to place Uriah there, and he would be killed. Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah codifies the Halacha, and all these murderers and others like them that are not obligated, you can't kill them in Bezdin for their murder. If the king wants to kill them as king and to rectify the world, he may do so. The Mosdos Sameach continues to explain that even though we have a Halacha, very base Halacha base, that if somebody hires someone, if somebody hires a person, he should kill his friend, or he sent his slaves to kill him, or he tied up his friend and he left him before a lion, or somebody who commits suicide, he's called a murderer, and he's liable for his heavenly death. To the king, there's a permission given to kill by hiring other people. He should go on king. The king doesn't have to do himself. And the source is from Shalom ben David HaMelech, that he was commanded to kill Amnon, and even though his agents killed him, David wanted to kill them for that reason. But it says, "Isha tekuis et silose b'chof mosai." You can't say that Avshalom had a din of murder malchus, that he killed the king, the son of the king, Because even Avshalom was was the son of a king. And the reason that he wanted to kill Amnon, because he tormented his sister Tamar. And it has nothing to do with the kingdom, but a private issue. And therefore, Peirush HaMeir adds that even if he strikes a person until he's nearly dead, and then afterwards someone else killed him, Rambam says the Bezdin did not kill that person, but the king can kill him. He brings proof from Hagar Amaleki. Shehu admitted to David that he killed Shaul. David killed him as a king, like in Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah. And even though the Shaul fell on his sword and he was goises, he was dying already, and Hagar Amaleki knew that Shaul will not live. Still, David killed Hagar Amaleki. You can't say that he killed him because he was a murderer of Malchus, because Shaul said to him, "You should do so." Lest the Philistine take revenge on him. From here we learn that somebody who kills any person, even if he's a death throws, it's murder, but the king may kill him as a king. Rambam writes in his holy words, he was very careful to write, if he was dying by man, the one who murders him, ain't better than a Machon. But a king can kill him. Peirush HaMeir infers from the Rambam only somebody who hires a person to kill his friend, he sent his slaves, or he left him tied before a lion. Can a king then, in such a situation, kill that person because for rectification of the world? It's like Sanhedrin in the time of the Beis HaMikdash, they have permission to punish according to what takes place, to do a shiur Torah. And we find the Sanhedrin. But between man and God, like somebody who rides a horse on Shabbos, doesn't have to do with the people. King has no right to kill him, only Sanhedrin. So Samech ends that this is clear, without question. The Yishalmi that we mentioned before, that the sin of Aroyas, immorality, that people do not act properly, that's considered rectification of the world. It was permitted for David to kill someone. And he answers that he placed them in the forefront of the battle. And in the end, he pushes off this idea from Metzia Pegim on base. Here it seems certain the king can kill thieves and to rectify the world. And sins between a man and God, the king has no permission to kill. Only Bezdin can do so. And a melech is only to rectify the world and to make order in the country. Peirush HaMeir holds the questions, even with one witness. Why even with one witness? And the answer, the Rambam goes according to his opinion in Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah, in the laws of murderers, that a murderer that it killed with only one witness and without warning, Bezdin cannot kill him. But if the person who's a goyal adam can kill him, it kills him, he's not liable for death penalty. The Rebbe disagrees and says, how is the one witness permitted to believe to permit the goyal adam to kill him? Because the Mishnah explains there are two witnesses, and they're only considered like one because they didn't see it together. One saw it from one window, one saw it from another window. But there are some of the opinion that from the words of the Rambam would seem that even when there's only one witness, the goyal adam who killed his Ritzeach is not killed. And he explains that the Rambam is of the opinion that then of goyal adam who heard that his relative was killed from one witness is not killed if he kills the Ritzeach. like the laws of Ben Noach. The Ben Noach is killed according to one Eid Echad. And the whole din of Goel Adam applies, as we learned in Hilchos Yesodei, applies to Goy also has it. He's allowed to kill with one Eid Echad. So to Melech Yisrael has a permission to kill through one witness, because for a Goel Adam and a Melech Yisrael, Torah gave permission to kill in order to rectify the world, and a Goel Adam is rectifying according to the king does so according to his understanding and the mentality of man. Hilchos Sanhedrin, the Paskin, the Bezdin do not give lashes, do not deal a death penalty a person according to his own admission. Yeshua, who killed Achon and David Zagera Moleki, according to his own admission that he killed Shaul, was a one-time situation or because of king. Therefore, we see that the Rambam is of the opinion that a melech can kill a person even on his own admission. Just like one witness, the king can kill with one witness, even though Bezdin may not. Or if an enemy kills somebody else, is shogeg. Laws of murderers and how one has to be careful about keeping himself alive. He writes in the 6th chapter, Halacha 10, somebody who hates someone else, who killed someone else by accident, he does not go to Oya Mikla, because it says, it says that the law of a sheltered sitting only applies to someone who's not an enemy. And that we have to assume that the Soina, the one who hated him, is close to being amazed, therefore he doesn't go to Oya Mikla. What is a Soina? He didn't speak with him 3 days before because of anger, and he adds that the king has permission to kill him because it's considered close to being amazed. A king has permission to kill him, to rectify the world according to what an hour necessitates. In Halacha Ches, he adds that the king has no permission to kill only with a sayev, which is hereg, and here he doesn't mention it. Melochim points out from here that from here we see the king has permission to kill with anything. Only B'murder Malchus is the law that he has to use a sword. But the Chazei Doven has the opinion that even for something that he has to rectify temporarily, he can kill only with sayev, with a sword. Hilchos Sanhedrin, it's brought down that you don't judge forever 2 in 1 day, but you do one today, one the next day. But a king can kill many in 1 day. That's where the source is, and he'll leave them hanging for many days. But Sanhedrin can't do so because somebody even has to be stoned. You hang him. We find Hilchos Sanhedrin, and you do it right before sundown, and you take him right down. If they left him there for the night, they transgressed on the prohibition of you should not leave his carcass on the tree. However, a king may do so to cause fear, to break the hands of the sinners. The Sam Sefer cites Melochim Beis. Yehu ben Imshi, who was Melech from the Melech Yisrael, said on Isabel bas Melech Sidon, the wife of Achav Melech Yisrael, Pigdunos Aruro Hazois, choose her, Ukavuo Gibas Malachi, and bury her because she's the daughter of a king. If he would not have told her to be buried, he could have left her stay there unburied. And so too, Yeshua says, when he said to take down from the tree, the kings that were killed in the conquest of Eretz Yisrael. And we see that even there is, by those enemies who you kill, you have to bury them. And the question is, what is the Chiddush by David HaMelech that he buried the people that he killed in the Melchoma? It says, Vayasu David Shem. He's obligated to do so in our Torah. It must be because since he's a king, he could have left them to be unburied. It's cited from Yerushalmi, the Melech Yisrael, who could placed watchmen on the dead people 3 days until they became putrid. They changed form. Thus, you will leave him 3 days. And he says it's not a good proof because he did it not halachically. From Yeshua, you can learn that a king can leave them the dead body decompose outside. Amaretz Chiyas cites a proof from Shmuel Beis. David took the sons of Ritzos Bas Aya, Mishol, and he killed them to appease the Givonim. And the question is, they were hanging for a long time. And in Yevamos it says on this, it's better that one letter from the Torah should be uprooted and the name of heaven should be sanctified. And Tzchias explains they were only killed because of the law of king. In Torah they did not have to die. Shaul killed Noiv, kind of Noiv, none of the Givonim. Here David did it because of Tikkun Olam, to add Gerim to the world. And from this incident, the Rambam learns that a king is permitted to allow people that are put to death to be hung for many days as a spectacle. The Ramban in Devarim 21:22 explains when a person is liable for a death penalty and he's killed, you should hang him on the tree. That even though his sin is very great and you should hang him up, he should not remain on the tree because one who's cursed from all beings and the most and is the one who's hung. There's no death penalty more degrading than that. And it's not correct that the earth should become degraded, and the curse of Hashem should be in the Holy Land, as it says in Tehillim 133:3. Sham Tzivu Hashem Habrocha Chaim Ad Olam. It's a land of life, not a land of death. And therefore Yeshua said they should take him down from the trees. And he writes, on my own understanding, this is what happened by the sons of Shaul that were permitted to remain hanging, but not with the Beis Din, and it wasn't in the hands of Jews at all. David gave them to the Givonim to do with them as they wanted, and they smote them with a shaft, and they didn't want to bury them to show their revenge, and the others should fear. But in Yevamos is explained that David said we should not take him down, so the name of heaven will be enhanced. The Rambam himself, at the end of his words, says over there, HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not forgive them for their sin, until they were hanging for many days, to let us know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves Gerim just as much as Yisrael, if not more.